Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We are here for the last episode of season 3 for the Why We Disney podcast. Last Why We Disney Wednesday for the 2021 year. It is time to get started. We have a lot of fun things scheduled for you guys in this episode, some review and some core memories. So let's hop on over to the episode.
What is up, Why We Disney fam? Welcome back. Today is our 58th episode. I cannot believe 58 episodes in, we are still going. It is still going so strong. And my name is Kaycee. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Kaycee. And as always, I'm joined with my incredible co-host, Kara.
What's up,
and it's so fun. We have done this for so long, but yet it's not over. We still have so much more to do. But let's celebrate 2021, right? So much has come in 2021. Let's talk about it. So we always have to talk about Disney Plus first, right? We love it. It literally every time anything new comes out, we're constantly talking about it in our group chat. We're like, oh my gosh, have you seen it? What would you rate it? We're obsessed with movies on this team. And I hope that you guys are too. And if you haven't seen some of these movies that we're about to mention, they're brand new, 2021 just came out. So you know they're going to be good, right?
Absolutely.
And I don't want to spend like too much time on each movie, but Kara, I do want to name just a couple of these and be like, what did you think? Because seriously, all of these that are listed, I'm like 10 out of 10. Love it. Absolutely. It. Let's talk about the first one. So Black Widow. What would you rate 10? What 1 to 10? What would you rate Black Widow?
10.
10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like 8 to 10 range. I think it's funny. I think it grips my heart. I love it a lot. Black Widow. Next one is Jungle Cruise. I say 10.
Spot on. First 5 minutes had me hooked.
Oh my, so hooked. So good. I love it so much. And then Raya and the Last Dragon. 10 for me.
Of course. Thought I wasn't going to like it. Ended up loving it.
Ended up absolutely loving it. Oh my gosh. So great. If you haven't seen these movies, please make sure. I already know what Kara's going to say on this one. I feel like I shouldn't even ask her. But Corella.
12 out of 10.
12 out of 10, 15 out of 10. Listen, the max number, it's so dang good. Corella was incredible. Okay, Luca.
I'll give Luca a 9 out of 10 just because it took me a second to get into it.
Yes.
It took me just a second, but now I do like it. But the beginning, I was like, okay.
Okay, let's get the story rolling. Yeah. Yes, so I loved Luca. Again, it's up there between 8 to 10 range. I thought it was a great movie and I cried at the end. Come on. If you make me cry, it's a great movie. So this newest one that just came out, or I think this is the newest one, is Shang-Chi, the Legend of the 10 Rings. I loved every second of this movie. I say 10. What do you think?
It was so good. Absolutely. 10 rings out of 10 rings.
10 out of 10 rings. So good. Okay. And then the Eternals Encanto, or say that for me.
Well, we have Eternals first, which is the Marvel series.
Eternals. I'm sorry. I thought it was my bad. Eternals. Okay. I've not seen this.
I haven't seen it yet either. So
Which one is
backtrack. Oh my goodness. I forget when it came out, but this was before Shang-Chi.
Oh, it was before. Is it animated?
No.
Huh. Yeah. I'm sorry. I put those together. Why have I not seen an animated? Okay. I will look into this, guys. So sorry. But if you've seen it, I want you to let us know. What did you rate it? 1 to 10. Let us know. And then Encanto.
It's still on my watch list. I think right now it's only in the theaters when we're recording this. So
okay. So if you've seen it, rate it for us 1 to 10. Kara and I have both not seen this one, but our team member Laurel, I believe she told me that she saw it and she really liked it a lot. So we're gonna do that as like a what do you call it? Like a an honorary recommendation because we haven't seen it, but it's honorary. And our friend Laurel loved it. So
hey everyone, this is Editing Kara here. I just wanted to let you know that I in fact did watch Encanto after we recorded this. It came out on Disney Plus on December 24th, Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh, it is now one of my top 10 favorite Christmas movies. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure to do so. All right, back to the episode.
All right, very cool. And then some series too that we want to celebrate that came out on Disney Plus. WandaVision, loved it, 10 out of 10. It was great. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I loved it, 10 out of 10.
7 out of 10. It was not my favorite, yeah.
It took me a minute to get into it. I'm like, okay, I get that you have to tell a little bit of the backstory, but when is this going to roll? But by the end, I was there for it. Okay, and then Loki.
Same, like 7.5, 7.5, 8. I think
really
WandaVision was just so good. I was expecting more from the other ones.
Yes. We had really high hopes for Loki, but yeah, I'm with you there. I don't even know. I don't want to rate it. Hawkeye just came out, still releasing episodes. So what do you think about Hawkeye?
As of right now, the first 4 episodes are out, and I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I have watched the first episode and I'm feeling it. So I'm with you there. Behind the Attraction series.
10 out of 10 out of 10. 10
12
across the board. Yeah.
12 out of 10. So good, guys. Watch Behind the Attraction. If you're a Disney fan, even if you're not a Disney fan, it's still super interesting to learn about Behind the Attraction things. It's so cool. Okay, and then Olaf Presents.
How cute.
10 out of 10. I listen to it in the background when I do things.
I will say, I will give it an 8 out of 10, just because I think the first one that he did of Frozen 1 in Frozen 2 was just like, none of us were expecting it. It was so adorable, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just like, okay, like they made me laugh, but I was just like, oh, it's Olaf doing his thing.
Oh man, no.
It didn't make me laugh as much as the original.
Yes. Okay. I loved it so much. And the Moana one is like the one that I laughed so hard at. Is just the best. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And guys, that is not everything. There is so much more that came out on Disney Plus, but those were the really hot ones that we freaked out about. So that's the ones that we discussed today. Obviously, if there was another series or anything that came out that we didn't mention that you absolutely loved, that you feel should be an honorary mention, go on our Instagram and let us know, and we'll make sure that it gets mentioned. Okay. What's up next? What else came in 2021? So much.
Well, we're going to talk mainly about our home park, which is Walt Disney World. So much has happened at the World of Disney, not the actual Disney Springs World of Disney, but Disney World. Anyway, first of all, as of January 1st of this year, Magic Bands were no longer complimentary. So a little less magic to your vacation. Now, if you do have old ones, you can still use them, or else you're still going to have to pay that extra buck.
Yeah.
Water parks returned to us March 7th. Blizzard Beach was the first one to reopen after the COVID era. So it's nice to see that things are finally getting back to normal. And then, of course, really everything else has to do with the 50th anniversary, right? So just all the merch. I'm going to just say it that way. All the merch, the songs, etc. Everything 50th related came to us October 1st, and even a little bit before. Some of that merch was dropping in September. So we did have a new ride, which is Remy's Ratatouille. Now you've been on it, right?
Yes. This ride gets a lot of bad rap, but I'm telling you, I think it's cute. In my opinion, it could be a little bit longer, but I think it's cute. You're not going to hear any negative feedback from me on it.
Well, that is in the France Pavilion over at Epcot, if you're interested in riding it. We do have a new restaurant, which is Space 220, which is a new restaurant in Epcot next to Mission Space, which Kaycee just visited.
Can't believe it. Can't wait to tell you all the story later, but not today.
We're going to have to do like a spin-off segment because I need to hear every detail.
Yes.
Also, with that 50th anniversary, we have the new Disney Kite Tales show in Animal Kingdom, which if you see all the air balloons flopping on the ground, yes, that is the one. But I don't know, it's pretty nice. I've seen it on a lot of people's stories. I can't wait to see it in person. And the last thing we really wanted to talk about was the biggie, Lightning Lanes and Disney Genie.
Right.
All the vocabulary came in 2021. I don't know about you, but there was a lot to learn. And over at Walt Disney World, it is $15 per person per day, which is different than the Disneyland. So that whole platform and the Lightning Lanes, which was the old Fast Pass, came to us all in this year. So there's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
So much in Disney, so much new things to learn about, and the addition of like virtual queues and that whole thing. Oh, yeah. I believe that was more 2020, and we were kind of barely getting used to it in 21. But it's been such a it's been such an educational year. I feel like I've really had to like do my research and narrow down on Disney trips more. Don't you feel that way?
I
That's
was
been
I was
my
just about to say to our audience, I'm sorry if we've missed anything in this episode. Honestly, guys, there was so much. Like, let's not even talk about the food, and the stuff over in Disneyland that we're about to talk about. But like, I don't know about y'all, but like the end of 2020, 2021, it's all a blur. It's all a blur. So it's
yes.
hard. Like, you really have to research and know when stuff came out because everything is running together at this point.
Yes. And if you're not too careful, you could book a trip to Disney and go and be super excited about it. And then when you walk through the gates, you're like, wait, what is Genie Plus? Like, there's so many new things that we haven't heard about. We're all not used to. We're all trying to get out the bugs and things. I mean, goodness gracious, it's so much. So make sure you're just keeping up with us and, our Instagram. We always are releasing new stuff and new prices and things that come out and what's going on at Christmas time, what's going on at Halloween time. So make sure you stick up with us for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the next section's mine. Okay, so Kara has talked about our beloved Disney World that we love so much, but I do want to mention Disneyland. So Disneyland had some new things that came to their parks this year on the West Coast. So all of our West Coast friends are really enjoying these things. So Avengers Campus, we had a couple of people take over our Instagram stories while they went through the Avengers Campus for the first time, and they gave us honest and open reviews. Those are actually highlights on our Instagram. So if you want to see the Avengers Campus and the first opening days of that, where it was kind of chaos a little bit, like mobile ordering was crazy, make sure that you go check out those highlights to give open, honest opinions. That's what we do here on the Why We Disney podcast, right?
Yeah.
Avengers Campus, really fun. It's going to be one of the highlights of my trip when I go to Disneyland. Or DCA, not Disneyland. Goodness gracious, they're two different things. Don't let me mess it up. Okay, and then also you have the Disney Genie over there in Disney World. Like Kara said, it's $15 per day, but in Disneyland and DCA, it's actually $20 per person per day. But I think the ticket price is a little bit cheaper at Disneyland, if I'm right.
I don't know. There's there's so many things to keep up with.
Exactly. Well,
I
sure.
do know the first day, because Disney, I'm sorry to cut you off. The first day
No.
that Disney Genie was released over at Disneyland, the lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance was $20. $20 per person. So Disney is making up their money.
Yes, they are. Oh man.
I wanted to throw that out there just because it's a lot to keep up with. And our home park is Walt Disney World, and we try to get as much Disneyland as possible. There was the Taste of Disney over in Disneyland, DCA as well. So there's just a lot going on.
So much.
Yeah, there's just so much going on here in 2021. It's really hard to keep up with. But of course, check over at our Instagram at Why We Disney Podcast for all the latest and greatest details. But that's all of the news. We want to tell you what we had going on in 2021. So we're going to take a short ad break and we'll be right back.
It is no question that booking Disney and Universal can be super stressful. There are so many moving parts, and we don't want you guys to miss out on any of the magic. So one of our sponsors for this week's episode is a very dear friend of the podcast. Her name is Haley Stewart. She's a travel agent that specializes in Disney and Universal. And guys, I would trust Haley completely with booking any of my trips, so you should trust her as well. Do us a favor and hit her up on Instagram at teach.lift.disney and fill out the link in her bio for a quote. You can also email her with any questions that you might have at haley@purplebananatravel.com. All right, guys, let's jump back into today's episode.
All right, guys, as we transition into this next segment, I really loved how Kara introed the whole episode, but she talked about core memories, and I told her, I'm like, oh, it makes me want to go watch Inside Out. Like, that's so fun. So we're going to talk about our core memories that happened in 2021, and Kara, you go ahead and take it away.
Well, I do want to say, if you watched our season 1 ending episode, I don't even remember the episode number, but it's right here if you want to go watch it. We did our Why We Disney 2020 Disney favorites. It was based off of the Oprah's favorite things. And I was like, that's all fine, well and good if we do favorites, but I think a lot of us learned that so many things are not tangible anymore, so many of our favorite things. And I was like, oh, why don't we talk about our memories? And then I was like, oh, core memories, it's super cute. So Kaycee and I are just going to give some of our top 5 Disney related core memories from this year. Should we go like 5 to 1? How do you want to do this? Yeah. Okay. So my number 5 is the release of the Corella movie. I don't think y'all understand. I love Corella just because growing up, she was black and white and I'm legitimately black and white. And so she was one of my favorite villains. I just loved her. So I love that movie. It's so great. That was my number 5. My number 4 is that we reached 1 year on the podcast, over 50 episodes, 1 year. I mean, wow. Thanks, COVID. I don't really know how to say that because we started this during the COVID era. So I can't believe that has actually happened. I'm just so proud of us for where we've come and seeing, how we started a year ago. Mm-hmm. And then my third thing is becoming a DVC member. I'm wearing the shirt right now. When I announced it to my home resort, Saratoga Springs, I really just decided that this was for me. And I didn't want people people are going to judge you no matter what you do in your life. But some people go and get their nails done every weekend. Some people go buy a yacht. I bought DVC. So I just know that I'm going to vacation in Disney for the rest of forever. And that's it.
And I'm so proud of you. That's a huge step and a huge commitment. And no regrets.
Yeah, none at all. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is eating in Cinderella's castle for the first time. And I did this with my mom and friend Rachel on our trip earlier in March or April, whenever we went. And as much as I like Be Our Guest more, it was such an experience just to eat inside the castle.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great, I love that restaurant. I think it's good. A little pricey, but it's good.
Yeah. My number 1 core memory from this year is watching Happily Ever After for the last time for me on my 27th birthday with my best friend Brandon standing there next to me. It was just such a magical experience. We sat there on that floor for 4 hours just to get the best spot because of how much I love Happily Ever After. And it was just so nice on my birthday. It was a really quick trip. And to know that I can say that I saw that fireworks for the last time on my birthday is just really special.
Oh gosh. Can I just say though, I'm super shocked that your number 1 was not the DVC, buying into DVC.
I know. Well, it's because DVC will always create more memories, hopefully.
Yes.
And so as much as I love DVC, still those little moments are what make everything so special. And so DVC is really new and exciting now, but I think just, it's just the little things, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Life is made up of moments. They're made up of core memories. So I guess I'm next. So let's go ahead and do my top 5. And I'm going to have to do mine out of order. Oh, no, I don't want to do mine out of order. Okay. So my number 5 is going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary in the Magic Kingdom on October 1st. Really cool experience, getting there crazy early, being the first to see some of the merchandise that came out that day. And obviously all the executives and everything were in the Magic Kingdom that day. So it was cool to see Bob Chapek and I know he's not very popular right now with the Disney, but I'm you're a big deal and I saw you. But there was cast members there who were original cast members on October 1st in 1971, the day that Disney World opened. They were there interviewing with the news, and it was just a really cool experience. So, and that, believe it or not, that's my number 5. That was my number 5.
Wow.
I know. This is very cool. So, okay, number 5. Number 4 is going to be celebrating Christmas at Disney. I did this for the very first time ever. Got to see all of the trees, and I got to, when they wrapped the Cinderella's castle in red and green, it's wrapped like a Christmas present. The projections off the castle. It was just so magical and in a completely different way that I've ever seen Disney. So loves that. Got to experience Christmas at Disney. That's my number 4. My number 3 was staying at Bay Lake Tower. And I I'm obviously like, I love those resorts right there around Magic Kingdom, but it was so nice. Like nothing will compare to it. Waking up, getting ready, and just walking across the street to Magic Kingdom.
I was gonna say, for those that don't know, Bay Lake
Oh.
Tower is a specific part of the Contemporary.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Right there next to the Contemporary. As far as the resort itself, like, I mean, it was nice, but just the convenience of Bay Lake Tower was just anything I've ever experienced before. So that's going to be my number 3, is being able to stay at Bay Lake Tower. My number 2 is getting to do my very first pass holder preview, which when Remy's opened up, they, sent out an email that was like, if you're a pass holder, you have to sign up, and these are the days that are available. And I freaked out, and I jumped on there, and I grabbed the first one that I could find on a weekend that I could go. And they just, when you go, and they kind of treat you like your royalty, honestly. They like let you come in, and they're like, what can I get you? Can I get you anything? And they let us ride Remy's like over and over and over again. And it was not crowded at all, obviously, because it was exclusively to pass holders. So that was just a really cool experience. And I look forward to many pass holder previews in the future, but I had so much fun. That was great. And I guess I'm on number 1 now, right?
Yep.
My number 1 was getting to eat at Space 220 without a reservation, might I add. Like I did not wake up 60 days ago and try to jump in on a reservation. I just got super lucky, and I walked up and I asked the guy if I could just go up and just look around. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, I don't have a reservation, but is there any way I could just go up and look around? And he was like, well, if you want to order something, I could see if there's a spot at the bar. And I was like, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And literally within 15 minutes took me right up, and I was able to eat and order something to drink. And it was just so fun. It's such a cool experience. Like it's just Disney, like literally making sure that you are immersed in a city. Like I felt like I was in space. People talked to me about, like, it was just, it was so immersive. I loved it so much. That's going to be my number 1. And that's a recent thing that, from the time that we recorded this episode, that happened 2 days ago.
Wow.
There's my top 5. How do we feel about them? Good?
I cannot wait to do Space 220. I just want to eat there so bad.
I could imagine if I had my whole party with me, they wouldn't have let me up there. But I was like, it's just me. And he was like, there should be a seat. Let me check. And I'm like, yes, please check.
Wow. That's awesome. And what great like Pixie does to add to your trip too. Just like those little moments. So that's super awesome. And of course, for all of our listeners, we actually have a template where you can go ahead and put all of your 5 favorite core memories, where you can just do this along with us and make sure to tag us so we can see them. And maybe that will spark things to add to my bucket list, or things that I want to do for next year, years to come. So thank you. Yeah, so much for, I don't know. This has been a crazy season 3, right? Mm-hmm. We've done a lot. We've talked about a lot. We've added more Disneyland to our stuff. We've talked about our feelings on certain things, and we've done some history and some opinionated questions. So
we've met incredible people too. Like, we've really, like Kristen, our latest interview, like we just loved interviewing her, loved hearing her story. We've met some really great people doing this too. I can't believe season 3 is ending.
I know. Crazy.
Oh, no, I don't want it to end. But you know what they say about endings is there's always a new beginning. So we'll see what season 4 comes to light. It's going to be something good. And guys, every single week on the podcast, we do shout out a review. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're just going to throw that up here right now. Thank you so much for leaving us a review. We greatly appreciate it, and we love all your support. If you haven't left us a review, make sure you do that, and you'll have a chance to be featured on our YouTube episode. Really fun. Kara, do you have anything else before I close?
No, I just want to say thank you so much to the audience. Obviously, I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but like we wouldn't do this if you guys weren't listening. So we appreciate every single listen, every single swipe and interaction you guys make with us on social medias. And just like some of you message us and just ask questions. I think it's really nice to be building this community. So thank you so much for 3 seasons so far.
3 incredible seasons. Well, guys, please don't forget, make sure that you follow us on Instagram, that you like our Facebook group, make sure you follow us on TikTok, and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I really appreciate people being able to see our faces and seeing our interactions, and sometimes we bring props on the episode. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. Make sure you don't miss anything that we release. And also, I want to mention too that we just started a Patreon. So if you love this podcast and you're a loyal listener, that's awesome. We want to give you even more exclusive insiders on this podcast. We want you to get to know us and see the things that we do behind the scenes. It's really fun, and that is all released on our Patreon. So make sure you go check that out. If you click the link in our bio on our Instagram, it will give you all the details and take you right there. But that is all for this week. We love you guys so much, and we hope you have a magical rest of your week. And happy end of season 3.
And happy 2021. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That's what they call it these days. All right, guys. Have a magical week. We'll see you soon. Bye.